I don't really remember this as a younger person, but I feel like now is a lot harder in life. Now seems a lot harder as opposed to when I was younger, maybe like 6, 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? So I think that as we get older, life just gets harder. Life just keeps on getting harder. It just never gets easier. Like literally, you feel like you're walking up a mountain in life. Like I feel like sometimes maybe as we take on more responsibility, as we consume more things, own more things, do more things, have children, have relationships, grow up, mature, become aware, life just gets harder. It just feels harder. It just feels like it now is a lot harder than it used to be. Maybe it's the times changing and stuff like that. But I feel that when I, become more aware of that, it actually kind of helps, obviously, because now you're like, oh, okay, I expect it to be hard. I expect every day to be literally a grind. I don't expect a cakewalk anymore for anything, literally nothing. Making money, having relationships, meeting people, dealing with friends, having friends, dealing with family, business world, branding, whatever it is, responsibilities, paying bills, houses, mortgages, insurance, everything. It's just harder. It's just harder because why? Because we have to deal with a deteriorating currency and, a government that's completely upside down and corrupt and world events and wars and killing and destruction and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like feels so hard. These times really are a challenge. And that's pretty much the going theme of people's, talk in their mindset and their view of the world right now. So everyone's talking about it. Everyone just feels like everything's just harder. Everything's just like kind of like grindy, and the world just doesn't feel the same, and the energy and blah 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 blah. It shifted, and we've had so much good times, but at the same time now we're getting to the point that those times are coming to an extreme abrupt turn, change. Like everything's changing. Like, you know what? We're going to have an economic downturn. If not, we already are in one. There's so much bullshit we have to worry about. People getting sick, people passing away, kids getting older. There's certain things in life that you have to look forward to, right? And we get these small moments in time to be grateful for and to enjoy and to have fun and have peace and have good people in our lives, and small things, and they're very rare these days, but as long as we understand that those are the most important things for us to keep our spirits high, then I think we can win. It is coming down to, like, life is tough, and a lot of people don't like, I think a lot of people ignore that fact, and maybe it's just me, but I'm like noticing it more as I become more aware and a more like connected to the universe and spiritually, you know, and travel more and see the world more, and just look at people and observe the world, and I observe the world, but I don't necessarily see anything getting better. I'm honestly seeing a lot of things getting a lot worse. People are not healthy in the mind, in the heart, in the spirit, in their souls, physically, and I've been there, I've done that. Sometimes I get down and sometimes I have low energy, but collectively I think most people are pretty unhealthy, honestly, and that it sucks, because that's gonna create a very tough world for people. Repercussions. Every action, there is an act reaction. Like every action that you do to yourself, to your body, there's going to be a reaction, and that reaction is not always good if it's not, you don't live with your life with good intentions, with healthy, spirit, high, abundantly spiritually connected, um, you know alive feeling, and not repressive, and angry, and then there's this news bombarding us all the time, and like it's tough. It's really really tough. So there's really no way other than to explain that it really does get harder. And right now might not feel hard for people, but it will feel harder, and it will continue to get harder because mankind is literally heading towards a precipice. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's the truth. I feel like a lot of people ignore that fact, and they just scroll and they smoke and they fucking drink and they pop their pills and they forget, and it's like they try to get away from the noise by medicating, and that shit ain't gonna work. That shit doesn't ever fucking. You still have to face reality. You still have to face music. You still have to face yourself every single day. And every one of us has these problems. I guarantee you there's not one single person on this planet with no problems. So get ready for a world of pain if you decide to avoid pain. And that's the truth. Becoming aware is the best thing you can for yourself. And that's the truth of the matter. And that's really all I can say these days. Becoming aware is the foundation of yourself and the world and other people around you, is the foundation for your transformation, for you to have a better life, living abundantly, living in peace, living in harmony, dancing between the raindrops. And, it's just a sad place that if you don't understand that, you're not going to be happy in life if you don't understand. You're going to be wallowing in misery and, why me, and, this and that, and resorting to toxic negative behaviors and thinking and self, pity and all that kind of stuff. And it's not healthy. Like literally, you have to rise above all that. Like literally, the world is operating at a very low, most people are operating at a very low energy, low vibrational wavelength. You need to be up here. Like things can be good for you every single day. You start out in a low vibration, and there's negative this, negative that. Everything has, everyone's lives has their own fucking personal issues or whatever, and you have to build yourself up. Like, you weren't born on this planet with millions of dollars and a perfect body and no problems and no physical health problems. There's toxins, there's pollution, there's, bad food and unhealthy, and people don't understand this, and it's ignorance, and they go on and on and on in these cycles, and everything's coming at us, and you have to make money and you have to work. So what? That's life, right? Well, guess what? You get to be better at life, or you get to fucking let life be, getting the best of you. And that's, really all I have to say. Like literally, people don't understand that you can be better at life, but it's going to take a lifetime of work. And if you don't start now, you're going to have to start someday. And if you ignore that fact, don't expect anything great. Expect negativity, expect low vibrational, expect, whatever it is, body, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, disconnection, corrosion, sufferance. And I don't wish that upon people. I wish people would take initiative and take life into their own hands and understand that we have work to do. As life gets harder, you have more work to do. You have to combat that resistance, that that negative energy, or that that it's not always negative. I'm just saying like that mindset of things are gonna get harder as we get older. It is not going to get easier. It hasn't ever gotten easier for me. This year has been one of the hardest years for me. Last few years have been extremely hard. And, it's a lot of growth. It's a lot of personal growth and, reflection and pain and pushing through and taking some definitely well-needed breaks and finding people coaches that teach you about the things you're putting in your body and what you need and what you're missing, dietitians, Ayurveda coaches, to name a few, therapy work, whatever it is, right? Physical, coaches and all that kind of stuff. That's what we need to be doing. If people don't do that, they're just going to be staying the same. And staying the same is a very dangerous place. I guarantee you that. It's not pretty. If I stayed the same, I wouldn't be doing this. I would be pretty fucking unhappy. Who knows how unhappy? Maybe even dead, that unhappy. You know what I mean? And I see it. People just not understanding that that's what it's going to take. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's actually good news for a lot of people. If you're willing to listen, if you're willing to step up, that's great news for a lot of people. That's saying, okay, cool, I'm ready, I'm prepared, I'm willing. You have to be willing to take on a journey and a huge responsibility in your life, because being irresponsible is the opposite of what people need to be doing, because there's a lot of irresponsible people and it leads to a lot of death and destruction. And you have to be responsible for relationships, for communication, for certain things in life, behaviors, actions, thinking, thoughts, feelings. You have to take your feelings literally seriously these days, because people don't. They want to fill up their feelings, fill up their emotional bank account with fake shit, whatever it is, fake faces, fake bodies, fake, material possessions, fake currencies, fake this, fake that. It's all fucking fake. Like, what do you need except this to cultivate this heart, to create it, to make it stronger every day, learn about it, express it, cherish it, nourish it. Just like we go to sleep every day and nourish our bodies. We need to put our heart, first a lot of the times. Like, what's going to help you in your life? Bring out the best outcomes. And I feel that's the most important thing for people to understand. And our time here is limited. My time is limited. Your time is limited. We only have so much time. And the more you waste it, the more you set yourself back. And I don't want that for people. I want people to grow and understand and feel good about their lives, and be willing to put in the work. And that's what it's going to take. So that's pretty much all I have to say today. I hope you're all well. I'll catch you on the next. Cheers.